But right now to the match between Springvale and Port Melbourne, a replay of last year's grand final. At the moment, Springvale lie 5th on the VFA ladder after an inconsistent start to the new season, while Port Melbourne are lying 4th. Springvale are the newest team in the VFA competition, having only joined in 1982, but they've enjoyed quick success with a second division premiership in 1983, then the first division title last year under captain coach Phil Malin. Port Melbourne, on the other hand, have won 15 premierships since they joined in 1886, making them the most successful club in VFA history, and they're coached by George Allen with Billy Swan as their captain. So all set for the grand final replay as we join your outstanding commentary team, kept on a tight leash by ringmaster Peter G.
Thank you, Charles. Obviously, with your crook throat, you're wanting us to do all the work today, and with that build-up, we're not going to let you down. Welcome to North Port Oval. It's a beautiful day here. The breeze favouring the Williamstown Road end, but as you can see, the sun shining brightly behind us. The ground just a little boggy in the middle, but conditions much better than they were last week, and I think we're in for a top game of football. You saw the win-loss record comparison between the two sides. Springvale have only beaten Port twice, but that was in the final series last year, and they're looking to repeat the dose here. Both sides coming off disappointing losses last week, and perhaps fighting for a place in the perhaps fourth spot will be between these two sides in season 1988. Well, round 7 about to get underway. Let's find out what's been happening down at ground level. Good afternoon, Ross Booth.
Good afternoon, Peter. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, beautiful day, sunshine. I've walked around the ground. It's in great condition. It's been rolled this morning. 1 point, number 6 for Springvale. Jeff Anderson plays his 100th game today, so Springvale will be up for him. But in the Port rooms, they're very confident. All the old stages there wanting Port to come back after their loss last week. I think we're in for a beauty.
Spectators, please leave the ground.
I'm sure that you're right, Ross. Let's have a look at the Port Melbourne lineup for this game. In 4th position on the ladder, they made some big changes during the week, but none of the big names got axed, as George Allen foreshadowed. There's the lineup that will appear as they run out. There's a few positional places. Bill Swan into the centre. Darren Rice is roving. First gamer Scott Hicks is on the half-forward flank. Peter Smith from centre half-forward to full-back. Let's hear from their coach, George Allen.
Well, we hope to get back from our loss in last year's grand final. They completely outplayed us, and we hope we've improved enough to beat them today. We've got a lot quicker side than we had in recent weeks. We hope that's going to be the reason behind us, overcoming today's game. We're sitting in 4th spot, and if we lose today's game, they take our place. So that's what I'll be endeavouring to get into our players. Like, if we lose, we're back with the rest of the pack. If we win, we consolidate our place in the 4. That's basically what we're going to do.
Let's take a look at the Vales now. They also made wholesale changes on Thursday night, and also positional changes aplenty before the start of this game. The whole half-back line has changed. McCormack to centre half-back, Dudley's on the flank, Richards has gone to centre half-forward, and Seckel has gone into the ruck. Let's hear from the man in charge, out injured at the moment, Phil Malin.
Well, it's going to be a very important game for us. Obviously, we've lost the last 3. We're out of the 4 now, and obviously Port are the side that we're going to replace. Now, we're expecting a very tough game from Port after last week's debacle against Preston, and obviously the last year's finals have certainly made them well aware of today's game, and we've lost our last 3, and we don't intend to lose another one this week. We've made a few blues in the past, and our endeavour hasn't been there, but I can assure everyone that today the endeavour will be there.
Well, as you can see, I think both coaches a little bit toey. It is a very important match, as they both have reiterated there in our pre-match interviews. Well, the experts in the box with me this afternoon, as usual, Sam Kekovich closest to me, and the one super coach he points out still in the box is the Coburg Supremo.
Well, we'll skip over that, Peter. We won't devote a great deal of time to that.
Well, Phil, what do you think about the positional changes? You notice there George Allen thinks he's got a quicker lineup this week.
Well, the Scon lady tells me that they've gone for mobility, and they were too top-heavy last week, and I think she's probably right. I think the lineup they've set up looks like the one that I think will do best for them. I think they've got the bigger players spread out down the middle, and they've got running players like Foley on the forward line. I think that'll give them a bit of advantage. Mutimer on a flank, good handy little player, so I think they've got the right balance today.
Springvale, on the other hand, seem to have some positional players, well, position you'd think they excel in, swapped around a little bit this week.
Yeah, Dudley's a surprise, Sam, on the back line. I don't know about that move, but then Reese and McCormack are top players. Mendy on a back flank too, and we've seen him play well on the forward line.
Yes, unfortunately both sides have been robbed of a little bit of talent through injury and lack of form. It is a grand final replay. And I think it's going to be a very good, tough encounter. I think obviously Port have done their homework with the pace problem. That has been their problem all year, and I'm certainly looking forward to a tight encounter here.
Well, it is Springvale in the navy blue, red and white. And they're all burrowing around in the middle, and Bill Swan, who gets the burrows sort of forward. Ashley Hicks couldn't trap it. Oh, a chance for Springvale now. It's Mendy who drives them up towards centre half forward. The punch from Smith, who's gone to full back, and he stands the first test. There's in the back to Seekle, and I think he'll take the free kick, the ruckman. Mark Seckle on half forward flank. They're going with the breeze in this first term, the Vales, going to the Williamstown Road end. The leads come a little bit early. I think he's made the right decision now, because it was deep into the pocket, the lead, so he's got to go long. Too far out to score. Oh, big Chad Band. Plays on quickly. And it comes to Witzel. Well gathered there. Good mitt from Witzel, but the handball lets him down. Trafficante put under all sorts of pressure. Witzel has to make up for it. Seckle, the ruckman, up towards full forward. Big chance for the Vales. Couldn't quite take control of it there, Keith Robertson. They're full forward, and over the boundary line it goes. Billy Swan now into familiar territory in the middle. Got some good shepherding from Witzel. Picks out Hicks. Oh, there's loose men galore. He can go to his brother here, Scott. First gamer for the Burrows. Scott Hicks on half forward. Unfortunately slipped over, given the Vales chance to pick up their men. Or have they? No, Saggers. Good lead. Out in front of Graham Dempster. And that lady's here every week. She's hoping to see the Burrows get off to a good start here. 2 minutes up. No scorers yet.
And Peter, they look much quicker the way, and Billy Swan, I think, is very keen to play well this week after an ordinary game.
Kicks through the ball and right through the middle. Robert Saggers brings up the first, his 22nd of the season for the Burrows, their leading goal kicker. And that's a good start from them. And the Hicks brothers combining well.
It's interesting to see Scott Hicks. Phil, he looks a very balanced, compact player, doesn't he?
And he moves on like the brother too there. Shows a little bit of class.
It's good to see Saggers convert early. On previous occasion, we've seen him miss his first couple of goals.
Chad Band wins the tap. Oh, intercepted there by Foley. Oh, it's spilt loose to McCormack. Mead, good tackle on him. He's got it out back to Foley. Hicks throws the dummy. Hopes someone's on the end of it. They are. McCormack. Well, he may have spotted him out the corner of his eye and whipped it up there quickly, Ashley Hicks. Fell kindly for Port Melbourne. And a perfect start for them. 2 straight goals, 12 after 4 minutes. Springvale yet to score. First game for the Burrows. Again, Chad Band wins it. Taken by Trafficante. Feeds it out to Foley. On to Witzel. Away goes the Burrows machine. Oh, he's gone backwards to Hicks. Obviously, he fancies his kicking more. And that's why. Well, that's probably good play from Witzel, because he kicked badly before. And you know that Hicks doesn't miss many of those. Fed it backwards to him, and he threaded it through for the 3rd straight.
Very unusual play, wasn't it? I think Witzel felt that Hicks may have been a little bit close there. He's actually looking for him, but as it turns out, Hicks has the time, and he is a deadly kick at goal. And as we said earlier, the balance looks right, Sam, doesn't it?
Well, a good feature about that passage of play, Phil, was that the ball carrier had options.
On the break, this is Morgan from Springvale. Who's he got there? At the back. Oh, good mark to Robinson in the pocket. He'll probably have a shot looking for something in front, but nothing there. There it is now. Oh, bad marking by Springvale, and Brett Shannon in for his first game, or in this week at least. Chance to put Springvale on the scoreboard. Loose marking by Port Melbourne. Just one blur so far in their game. The kick, swinging around, but is it enough? Well, it is. Gee, that curved, isn't it? Beautiful away swinger, just snuck inside the post. So Springvale's first goal from Shannon.
Almost a Maradona shot, that wasn't it? But yeah, that passage of play, that goal resulted from, well, you could say it was a fortunate scoop out of the pack there, Peter, couldn't you, from Vernon?
Just shot on goal. He's about a kick from 55 metres. The man is on the 50-metre line. The man on the mark falling short. It's all Port. Big fellas are pushing the back, surely.
Yeah, it's good umpiring there, Ross.
God, how could he miss it, Sam? Good umpire. It was the best push in the back I've ever seen.
Yes, but he positioned himself correctly to have full vision of the...
I reckon the goal umpire at the other end called it.
Don't hold,
Got out of that one well.
Oh, dear me.
Chadband will get
Was it
the
that
free.
blatant?
Was it blatant?
Brett,
Gee.
kick that way, thanks. Over your mark.
Robinson on the mark, but Chadband clears for Port. Packed back line. Richards
Come on, go down, please, Mark.
playing at centre half forward at the moment.
You're right on the mark there, Mark.
It's a dangerous
Right
forward,
there.
Ross. It's a very good leap, and he's got
Right out,
good
Roy.
hands.
Right out, please.
That was not a good kick though, Sam, was it, from Chadband? Like, he's kicked it straight into play virtually. Like, to get out from that spot, he either comes to this side of the ground or else he kicks much closer to the boundary on the other side. I'm surprised he even went out to that side.
Right there, Mark.
10 metres closer than the previous kick. Looks reasonably good off the boot.
Okay, Alex.
Call it right, Phil.
2 goals now to Springvale. They'll trail by, let's see, 8 points. Couldn't resist.
It was a good lead for
If it wasn't deliberate, it should have been. Sam. There's a chance for Shannon. Hunter. Good running from Anderson. Now he's a rainmaker. Richards comes in. Good grab.
Great mark.
He's going to be dangerous, Sam.
Well, he's a threat. You know, like all sides have got a key forward. You have a look at Jamie Shaw last week, Saggers. You know, tremendous leaps, and more importantly than that, they've got vice-like grips. They're just one-grab players and utilise their full height. And that was a tremendous mark under pressure.
This to cut the difference to 2 points. He's kicked one, Charlie Richards, from half this distance. No troubles. He's put that one out into Williamstown Road. So Springvale, after a shaky start, have settled well. Robinson leaves it behind. Now as a crosser. Smith backs his judgment, does it well. Gets it up into the glue pot in the middle. Hicks off the ground. Floyd's met really solidly by Smith, who's come right down from fullback. And at quarter time, it's a 4-point lead for the Boroughs, and their spirit exemplified there by Peter Smith. Looking at the goal kickers up to quarter time, for Port Melbourne, singles to McCormack, Saggers and Ashley Hicks, while for Springvale, 2 to Charlie Richards, 1 to Brett Shannon. At quarter time in the big one, the grand final replay, Port Melbourne 3-3-21, lead Springvale 3 straight 18. Comes back to him, can he make amends? Well, there's no one out there. Teammate now running in on it is Anderson. Back over the head he goes towards Mendy. Picked up by Hunter. Good tackle on him from Scholl. Swan, quick delivery. Out there to Hicks. Gives it to Foley. Away go the Boroughs now. Up towards centre half forward. Ashley Hicks in good position. Dudley does well. Good defence. But Hicks again, a show. Backs out of the pack as he so often does. Billy Swan playing for the free. Now he's got a chance from 45. Good mark, Saggers. They are always under pressure there for Springvale. Chadband there looking after Swan. I didn't do nothing, says Shannon.
There's Mark, Robert.
That's an important shot at goal by Saggers too. They worked very, very hard, Port, for this score, and this, I think, will give them a little bit of impetus.
Wait there, wait there.
Kick one, Saggers. No mistake. 2. So a little bit of breathing space. The first goal comes up of the second quarter.
You did right there, Phil. You hit the nail right in the head. That goal directly emanated from sheer persistence through Hicks and Billy Swan. They worked the ball hard and they persisted, Port. And the sure hands of Saggers once again prevailed up forward. And a good kick off the ground will suffice in these conditions.
Richards gives away the free. And that's a 50-metre penalty.
Didn't hear me?
Now that is just totally undisciplined play.
Former league player should know better. Greg Norman.
Should know, Ross.
Greg Norman.
Holding.
Lindsay Snedden on.
Got penalised a few strokes for that, has he?
Lindsay, you can't play on. You can't play on. Right there.
By courtesy of the Port
must kick it.
Ladies
Must kick the
Auxiliary,
ball.
our scones and cup of tea have arrived, Philip. And none too late, I might add.
Eyes forward, boys.
Snedden's shot on goal. 9 points up a Port into the square. Anyone crumb it over the shoulder by McCormack. What a goal. Port by 15. Phil McCormack's second goal, and a handy one after about 22 minutes of the second quarter.
A Douglas Wade special.
It was a Wadey special, you're right. Actually, that was tremendous skills there in those conditions. Here we see it on replay now.
Oh, well, he's missed the easy one, Sam, hasn't he? Now he's put through a big one. Now, that's a handy lead in the conditions, and as I said earlier, I thought Port were doing most of the attacking. Valuable goal for them. Ooh. Umpire not happy with the language out there in the middle.
Who's that? Mead again trying to play for the free. Perhaps it'd be better to go harder at the footy. Now they go up forward. Oh, look at that. It's Norman. He's drifted down from the centre and has taken a mark about 25 metres from goal. Ninth possession for Rick Norman. The trail by 15 points. And that's straight through. The difference is now just 9 points.
Well, there's another goal that evolved through sheer persistence. They worked hard over the outer side of the ground. Brought the ball across. It was a good kick in the first instance. It found Shannon. Shannon showed good vision and good skills.
Great pass, really, wasn't it?
It was a great pass. I think I would have opted for the long kick to the square.
I don't know that it was a pass. I think that's what he might have been aiming for, the square.
See a new Wayne, Sam. Handball from Trafficante. Oh, Foley runs into his own teammate, and that's a holding the ball decision. Jeff's the interchange player. I think we've got advantage call. Good Shepherd allows Shannon to have a shot. Won't make the distance. It was a weird pass instead. Anderson wants the 50-metre penalty. And there it is. So easy for Anderson. And this will make the difference just 3 points.
Well, we find ourselves in a situation again, Phil, where Port have monopolised possession. And Springvale on their rare ventures up forward have converted. And bringing the score back to almost line ball.
Jeff Anderson, one of 2 survivors from both Springvale's VFA premierships. And he makes no mistake, so 3 points the difference as we come up to half-time. And again, the second half of the quarter has belonged to Springvale, as was the case in the first term. We've played 30 minutes into this second term. One more chance to push forward for Springvale. We haven't had many goals kicked in the quarter, in fact just 4. Snedden flies from behind, the big number 14 finds the boundary line. And that's all she wrote for the first half. Difference was 4 points at quarter time. It's just 2 points at half time. Goal kickers up to half time in the grand final replay for Port Melbourne. 2 to McCormack, 2 to Saggers, 1 to Hicks. For Springvale, 2 to Charlie Richards, singles to Anderson, Norman and Shannon. 5-7-37 Port Melbourne, Springvale 5-5-35. Very little breeze. What there is favouring the end. Springvale are attacking down the Williamstown Road end, but it's Port who have a big show here. Whitzel across to Foley. Plenty of time to make no mistake. And he doesn't. Just the start George Allen would have wanted as Gerard Foley puts through his first of the afternoon, and the difference is 8 points.
Quick thinking by Whitzel, Sam, wasn't it? He saw the loose man there in Foley, quickly put the ball over, and he ran in and made sure of it, and that is a very valuable. See, a good knock by Chadban. Whitzel into the screen, quick hands. Foley has a bit of time, runs through the 50-metre.
Steadies well, and the execution perfect. It's interesting to note also Springvale have bought Michael McCormack, a guy that, you know, I've got a lot of time for, a tremendous player.
Finally flipped it through. That's a free kick. Shannon to take it. In the centre, a little bit of a wrestle going on behind. Here's a pass going to Foy. Good mark as it floated over his shoulder. Go to prop. And a big chance for Pat Foy. Will kick from about 45. Difference is 8 points in favour of Port Melbourne. Doesn't make good contact. Wants a mark and has got one from Robinson. Plays on. Saw the opening and he bangs it out in Williamstown Road. 2 points the difference as Robinson kicks his first for the afternoon.
Favour of the Boroughs. Springvale off the ground by Morgan. Richards, but I thought he was going to spoil Robinson. Robinson stood there. Richards came in and tried to put an arm up to get it. Robinson just stood there. Now he goes for the short one.
Look at this. Defense.
Morgan, and 50.
Pushing forward, come back.
We're hot on this.
Well, I meant to say,
50s they handed out today, Paul.
Consistent all day, right?
5. That's just be a record, I think, for the games we've seen.
yes.
Guys, Mark, the guy comes in late. Every time he's played it, red. Played it all day.
So this goal to put Springvale in front from Morgan, Peter Morgan, Rod Morgan, and that's his first. And for Springvale,
For the first time, Ross, this afternoon, that they've put their nose in front. And I've got an inkling that now that they've got a taste of being ahead, they're going to be very, very difficult to remove from there.
Thump away. Mutimer. He's got Sol. Desperation there from Springvale. Another flip. Another knock on from Jeffs. Robinson. Wheels onto the left. Oh, the torp's a beauty.
They got spun into that.
Robinson kicks his second of the quarter. And Springvale at the 11-minute mark move their lead on to 11 points.
gets it out. Scott Hicks, who's been quiet since the first quarter, comes in to get a possession. He's playing around with it. Gets away with it. Feeds it out to Witzel, then back to Scott Hicks. Through the centre, that's a long hand pass to brother Ashley. Inside the 50, lines them up. And it's there. Great goal, great comeback goal from the Burrows. And the difference is back to 5 points.
And what a great piece of play by Scott Hicks. He outplayed three Springvale guys on that half-back flank. Used the ball well, a handball over to Witzel. Witzel in turn a long handball, a pass to, in fact, to Ashley Hicks. And he does kick truly, Ashley Hicks, when he gets on his right foot, and he's a long penetrating kick. It was a good goal by Port Melbourne. He certainly doesn't look happy back there, Snedden, does he? I've just watched him approach that particular contest, and he's virtually, he's lackluster, and he doesn't approach the ball as positive as we've seen him when he's been in attack, Phil.
No, that's right.
There's Snedden from behind that time. Snap by Morgan and Robinson.
Just Ross, I noticed earlier Robinson's man, who was at Norman, not Norman.
Got 2 metres, Gary, 2 metres.
Smith.
Yeah, Smith was a long way from now. I don't know whether he's been shifted, but it's taken him a long time to get back to pick up Robinson. Very odd.
Shooting for his third goal. Port trail by 2 points.
Oh, great goal.
Off the foot. His third goal. And Springvale now back to 8 points. Ramsey looks up, but it's all Springvale. On the knees, Jeffs. That's making it difficult. Can't move far on your hands and knees. He controlled it well. And Witzel's given the free away. He doesn't like it. Goes to Hunter. The lead from Robinson. It's all short of him. Vernon now with a chance, off the carpet. Anderson, can he do something with it? He does. Here they go. This is Dempster up from full back. Puts it through. 15-point lead to the Vales.
No way he can score. I don't know why he's taken so long.
Take it, come on. No, take it.
Well, that's why there was confusion. Chadban trying to take off Morgan's head. The ball's out with Hunter. He goes up towards the fracas. This is interesting. Richards has got the mark. And, well, the player stripped of his jumper. I think that might be Shannon. No, that's Morgan there.
I think it might be
Morgan.
Make sure you're playing footy, mate. Make sure you're playing footy.
Can't be reported without a number.
Might have been his ploy.
Anonymous.
Well, it's Richards who's got the mark. I thought the pass was going to go straight into that gaggle of players.
On the mark, Roy. On the mark.
But Charlie Richards, big chance here to kick his third, and this would be a very handy one coming up to three-quarter time. His team lead by 15 points. That one won't come back enough. Doesn't make the distance. Oh, it's a chance for Anderson. And that's out in the full.
Signs of frustration creeping into Port Melbourne's game now.
Scholl clears it for Port. Big pack there. Foley the tackle, and he'll get the free kick. Here the umpire saying your kick, Gerard. That's Morgan again. Not very.
It's always on, isn't it? They just wanted to break up that passage of play, and
I think it's deliberate, Sam, to slow it up.
well, not so much slow it up, to break it up. More importantly, Ross, inevitably the guy at the base of the pack is the one that's going to be in receipt of the free kick.
Top mark to Saggers. Well down the ground for the forward. Out wide, Mercedes has the back position. Mendy played on after he took the mark, and here's Shannon through the mud pile. Who's he got? Seckel in short. Didn't quite reach him. And Port clear it away. And there it is, Jared Foley doing well. He's got his feet going well through the mud pile. Saggers again, up towards Reese. Down he goes, and here's Hicks. Certain goal if he can pick it up. He can't. He suffers it off the ground close. But get away. Jeffs. And Hicks, a number of occasions, just fumbled at the psychological moment. Great interception by Mutimer. Can he do better? He's missed it. And again, doesn't quite make the distance.
That was a pretty pathetic effort from Hicks there.
Oh, 2 chances to score a goal. Really?
Reese's kick bounces to Dempster. And that's it for 3 quarters. And Springvale have wrested the lead away from Port Melbourne. 15-point leaders at 3-quarter time. And in that quarter, Keith Robinson kicked 3 goals. That's his tally for the match. 2 to Richards, singles to Dempster, Anderson, Norman and Shannon. Also Morgan, who got a goal in that term, off for Port Melbourne. Couples to McCormack, Saggers, Hicks, and a single in that quarter to Foley. They added just 2 goals, while Springvale have kicked in that term 5 goals, 2, to lead by 15 points at 3-quarter time as we go back to Charles Slade. Kick to the wing. Mercedes leaves it behind. McCormack. Norman will have to make some attempt. In the back's the decision. Rick Norman, about 45 metres out from goal. Foley still protesting. It's not going to make much difference now. Umpire McDonald adamant. Push, you heard from him. Now this could just about knock the stuffing out of Port Melbourne if he could put this one through. He's a long way back from the mark. Norman, the torpedo, what a hit! Oh, top goal! 21-point leaders after 3 minutes of the last term are Springvale.
Phil Malin. Looking worried still. Richards now to centre half forward. Oh, nice grab to Robinson, out from full forward. 10th mark, so he's had a big day in the air.
Going to kick this one, Paul?
He's not going to nominate it.
Master statistician is really wrong.
He's got it out. Robinson's got 2. He only knows the Queenslanders, I think. Off hands McCormack. Seckel through off McCormack's hands, and that's now 27-point lead to the Vales. And away go Port. He's got one man in centre. It's Witzel, who's been one of Port's better players. A great tackle on him. They've still got the numbers. Here's Hicks. In short, and he finds his brother Ashley Hicks. And he'll have a shot on goal. He's got McCormack loose in the square, but he'll prefer to take his time and have a set shot. He's kicked 2. This will be his 3rd. And it is, I think. It's good enough. Difference back to 21 points, or is it 22 points?
22 now, Ross. He's been a tireless worker, Ashley Hicks, hasn't he, Phil? Even though he's made a number of mistakes, he could have been responsible for another 2 or 3 goals. Yeah, at least he's tried hard.
He's given them a little bit of dash around that forward line. Well, there's not a great deal in the game. They can just put their system together and keep chipping away. Who knows? They've got a rough chance.
Next day pretty well.
So they're not going off for the same reason, Peter, are they?
No, that's right. One won't go near the sin bin. One will go into the medical room. Morgan, 2 to beat. Thrown down by Chadband, who will take the free, and I think it's going to heat up a little bit here. 10 minutes gone. Remember, it's a 22-point lead for Springvale. And on comes Allender, who's not 100% fit.
Yes, that's been one of the problems too, that Allender, of course, hasn't been fit, and that's restricted George Allen's ability to make moves. But
Cope with pressure, they become very undisciplined to me.
yeah, they had a golden opportunity there to win the ball, and then a silly free kick, and it just costs you
But
dearly.
it's happened all afternoon in the latter stage of that game.
And there below the left eye, a bit of a shiner for McCormick. Robinson feeds it out. Chipped from Michael McCormick. Who's going to run onto this? Easy one for Anderson. Former Springvale captain, I think, puts the nail in the Port Melbourne coffin at the 13-minute mark. The lead is 28 points. And didn't he do that coolly?
Well, didn't he ever? If you watch here on the screen, he's an experienced player and loves a goal. But look at this left foot off the deck. And it
Where's the
cuts
defence?
Into the back of the net.
Where's the defence?
Beautiful.
Little side footer. And McCormick
Excellent.
might be going to come back on.
Slightly more eloquent as the weeks have rolled on, haven't you, Maestro?
I've got the Sam Kekovich dictionary in my back pocket.
Another shot.
Oh, good hands.
Beautiful pass to Seckel.
Gee, I've been impressed with him, Ross. He's worked hard all day, whether it be in the ruck or resting up forward. And he's very mobile, and he just works hard.
He's had 19 possessions and he's kicked 1 goal. Lining up for number 2. Taken 8 marks through the afternoon. The lead is 28 points. So make it 34. That's it, straight through. No problem.
3.5 metres either side.
And the boy is happy, Sam. Slapping hands there, and it's been a big game for him. He's done very well, allowed Richards to go to centre half forward early on the game.
Much else he could do there. Foley. Play on, I think she was calling. He now has to Mutimer, who's followed down. Jeffs. Chance for Swan. He doesn't miss many of these.
So right, Pete?
Well, 21 minutes, Sam. You'd think they've got not enough time to do it. But
Well, I was happy to see at least they threw caution to the wind there, and Foley endeavoured to play on from a mark there. You know, perhaps wasn't on, but he endeavoured to create something. Mutimer got possession. He got tackled, but fed the ball on, and they really worked hard and endeavoured to create something. At least they're not stereotyping prop and cop. And whilst they're taking a chance, who knows?
Mark by Wall. Sends it out to the Normie Goss stand. Diving attempt by Morgan. And Mutimer not giving up for Port. Did he touch the ground? But very close to Witzel. He's been one of the better players for the Burrows. Into Hicks, and he's done well too. A short pass into the pocket. Allender on one leg. He's got to feed it off. He's got no one to go to. Does it awkwardly, but it drops into the arms of Foley.
Well, that wasn't a bad effort by Allender, Sam, really under the pressure. You can see that he's obviously carrying the leg. We might see it on the screen in a minute. He drops the mark, but gets back into action and gets the ball across to Foley. Good work. Goal here, well, it'll give Port a little bit of fight.
He's kicked over the mark at 50 metres, but he's put it through nevertheless. So Jared Foley kicks his second goal, and we must say that he hasn't given up.
No, he hasn't given up. But it's good to see that they're showing a bit of strength of mind, Phil, aren't they? And a bit of character, the way they're hanging in there and fighting it out.
Well, isn't it interesting if you run the ball, Sam, like you mentioned earlier, players taking a bit of a risk. That's what they must do. Run the ball, you know, take a gamble, run on, create a bit of space, get numbers running with the flight of the ball.
Mutimer knocks on. Hawthorn annihilating Footscray by 90 points at Princess Park. As Witzel runs to within 50, can go over the top to Allender. He's only on one leg, but I don't think it'll matter here. Unselfishly hands it on to Chad Band, and they make the difference, 14 points.
And how long is there to go, and can they get up? Quick one from the centre, that'd make it 8. Here we see Witzel there, good handball, and Allender, he's done well actually, as I mentioned
He
earlier.
has. He's contested well the time he's been on, obviously under duress, but he's really showed the old Borough spirit, Phil.
I think when you look back at it, Sam, they've probably missed him during the course of the game, haven't they? It's unsettled the lineup of the Port side, made it very difficult.
Well, taking him away at centre half back from Richards obviously left a gap they couldn't replace, because Snedden didn't look comfortable there. He's far more at home up forward.
Here they go. Swan bangs them forward. A goal here will be interesting. Allender off to Hicks. The difference now is 8 points.
Well, just as you said, a quick tap out of the centre. Take a chance, running players, people prepared to take a chance.
Well, that's it, take the gamble, but don't you have to take your hat off to Stephen Allender? Like, again, they've even used him in that kick there. He's made position, grabbed the ball. You'll see in here, look, very good mark. Quick hands on the left hand over to Hicks and a goal. You know, that's what they needed to do earlier.
Been a creative bit of dynamite across that half-forward line, hasn't he,
well,
Ashley Hicks?
He can be a damaging player, used properly.
29 minutes has just ticked by. Rice out to Witzel. Here's a big show for the Boroughs. Ramsey takes his eyes off it. Got the loose man in Hicks. Can give it to Smith. No. Hicks a better option in Witzel. Gets down well, the big fellow. Oh, but good defence here from Hunter. Backs his judgment well. And they've got to show Springvale. McCormick, the 227's battling there. Wall on top of it. And Springvale have held on. They've beaten Port Melbourne 3 times in a row now. And they've put themselves into the 4 with a meritorious 8 points victory. With Port, we wrote them off early in the term. They fought it right out, but I think the deserved side ended up victorious here today. Goal kickers for Springvale, 3 to Robinson, 2 to Anderson, Norman and Seckel. Singles to Morgan, Shannon and Dempster. Richards also in there with 2 goals. For Port Melbourne, 4 to Hicks, 2 to Foley and McCormick. Singles to Swan, Chad Band, and also a 2-goal kicker in the form of Robert Saggers. But there's the coach out to greet his men.
Of course, Seckel himself. And when you work a 3-way tandem, and the most important thing you've got to note about those 3 players is not like Chad Band. Port obviously have only got the 1 ruckman, but they're mobile big guys that are equally at home at ground level as they are in the air. Player.
Well, let's go down to the Springvale rooms and join Ross Booth.
Hello, Peter. Well, very relieved Springvale team in here after 3 losses. Firstly, Bill Jules to present the A&A man of the match to Mark Seckel, first gamer. Well done, Mark. Mark, you came from Old Haileybury, first game today. Why haven't they played you before?
Oh, it feels a bit hard, I don't know. Haven't been giving me a good fair break, I reckon. Nah, it's pretty good.
Well, perhaps we'll take it up with Phil Mail. And Phil, you must have been a worried man the last few minutes.
Yeah, well, you know, we'd worked very hard all day, and obviously we had a lot of tired bodies late in that quarter, but, you know, full credit to all the boys. Their commitment was fantastic today. Shot.
It's a good shot with the orange. I suppose Mark Seckel and gives Charlie Richards another option up there.
Yeah, well, we've been obviously watching Mark's progress through the year, and he's been playing well on the 2, so he deserved a chance today, and we were obviously looking for Charlie at centre forward, and he did the job for us too.
Will Mark get a game next week?
We'll see how he trains during the week, mate.
Okay. Now, the match of the day next week, aren't you, Springvale and Preston?
Yeah, well, we've had match of the days all year, and, you know, obviously we're now getting used to that sort of pressure, and I'm sure the boys after today's win will be looking forward to next week.
Okay, we'll look forward to next week's match, Springvale and Preston.
Melbourne. And but to their credit, they came back well, Phil, didn't they?
Well, it was interesting, wasn't it? We mentioned late in the quarter that once they started taking some risks, running off the back line, running in numbers, they got their game going, and they just fell into a bit of a slog earlier on, and that just cut them out of the picture a bit. And they've, you know, won wonders. Now, there's a question mark about Port Melbourne. They've been struggling. I think George Allen has got a few problems there. He's tried to work on the balance today with the talls and the smalls, as Parkin says. But anyway, not to worry.
Let's have a look at the rest of round 7 in VFA football. Started off very excitingly today, and tomorrow Brunswick against Frankston, who beat Springvale last week. Coburg have got Sandringham at home, Preston Box Hill at Preston, and Paran playing Williamstown. Paran looking for their first win. And next week, as Ross has already foreshadowed, it's Springvale versus Preston, 4th at the moment against the top side. Join us here 2 o'clock live next Saturday afternoon from the North Port Oval. Sam's scrawling something, but I'm not going to have enough time to get that in, Sam. Camberwell, they were hoping...
Match of the day against Oakley tomorrow.
Okay, the winning, back on the winning list tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed us. It's time for Sports Arena.